Human geography, the study of how human activity is organized in the space and how we interact with our environment, is usually overshadowed by physical geography. However, it is important to understand these concepts as we can develop more sustainable ways to nurture our environments. After that, we can address issues like climate change, rural-urban disparities, energy infrastructure development, public health challenges, and unequal access to resources. If human geography remains overshadowed and ignored, it could lead to long-term negative impacts on the environment and human livability. Have you ever wondered how these issues intertwine with human well-being? 75% of the Earth's land area are degraded, according to the National Geographic, and because of this, environmental damage threatens the well-being of 3.2 billion people. Every hour, forests the size of 300 football fields are cut down. By the year 2030, the planet might only have 10% of its forests. If deforestation isn't stopped, they could all be gone in less than 100 years. This leads to tremendous biodiversity loss. On top of that, the world is facing an imminent water crisis, with demand expected to outstrip the supply of fresh water by 40% by the end of this decade. Experts have said on the eve of a crucial UN water summit. What is evident is that these interrelated issues are leading to a viscous cycle, one which is barreling us towards a point of no return. Now imagine an initiative which can show others, and especially youth, the importance and capabilities of human geography to solve ongoing problems in this world, like climate change. The idea originated from the founder discovering how unreliable and inefficient the Toronto highway and transit systems are, inspiring him to evaluate and share the importance of human geography and using it as a strategy to solve problems. Additionally, conversations with friends who are unfamiliar with human geography often led to no concrete outcomes, and this further motivated him to pursue this project. To further familiarize himself with human geography, the founder enrolled in a Brown pre-college program titled Introduction to Geographic Information Sciences and learned about the intriguing dynamics of human geography, cartography, computer science, as well as analyzing statistics. Welcome to LivaStainAble. The name comes from combining livability and sustainability as the two pillars of what we're focused on. It is founded by a group of secondary school students united to contribute to this cause. One of the priorities is to catalyze increased economic and financial commitment from a wide range of relevant stakeholders to drive change. Using our spatializing framework, or 12-step framework, the organization will be emphasizing through a videocast series and more how to leverage on human geography knowledge and know-how in building a sustainable future. LivaStainAble and its team understands the magnitude of the problem it faces. To strengthen and accelerate the pace of change, the organization aims to expand its impact and educate more youth to lead this green transition in their local economies. We seek to engage 500 youth from more than 25 countries and localize more than 10 solutions over the next 3 years. To drive collective action, we welcome your participation and engagement in ensuring and increasing prosperity.
Welcome back to the second episode of the LivaStainAble videocast. My name is Jordan Lin and I am a grade 10 high school student based in Toronto, Canada. Thank you for joining us as we continue our journey to learn about human geography and its power to address ongoing global challenges. As you saw in the introductory video, our goal is clear. We must connect youth with key stakeholders to explore new ways of thinking and solving problems. Human geography helps us understand the relationship between people and the environment, and the role geography plays in shaping our world. To ensure we empower anyone to take change in this area, our team has developed a 12-step spatializing framework. Why spatializing, you may ask? Well, first, the knowledge on Earth's dire state is clear. However, we as a whole are not listening to a sufficient extent. Each year, humanity continues to make short-sighted decisions that further the likelihood of the world's, as well as our own demise. We need to awaken new depths and familiarize human geography to the world and how it can be applied to solve world issues. Further, as individuals, we must explore new depths of understanding compassion, collaboration, commitment, and more in this journey. In our second episode, we are moving on to the letter P of spatializing. The P stands for progress, and the theme is rural-urban disparities. Rural-urban disparities refer to the uneven distribution of resources, opportunities, and development between these two areas, and it is a key issue that human geography can help address. By identifying these disparities, we can design strategies to promote equity, improve access to resources, and foster regional integration. Did you know that rural areas often lack basic services such as healthcare, education, and proper infrastructure, while urban areas have greater access to these resources? Moreover, did you know that the gap between rural and urban populations is increasing globally, creating a larger divide in terms of opportunities, employment, and quality of life? This growing inequality has profound consequences for social mobility and economic development. The challenge lies in ensuring that rural areas are not left behind, and that everyone, regardless of where they live, has the chance to thrive. In short, it's crucial that we address these disparities to create a more balanced and fair society. Rural-urban disparities are deeply rooted in history and continue to evolve today. Urban areas are often hubs of economic activity, innovation, and development, while rural areas face challenges such as limited access to jobs, healthcare, and education. Human geography examines how and why these disparities exist and how we can address them. By understanding the spatial patterns of these disparities, we can make informed decisions about where to focus resources and policies to improve infrastructure, services, and opportunities in rural areas. The goal is to create balanced and inclusive development that benefits both urban and rural populations. So, how can human geography help us address these disparities and promote progress? The first step is to map out rural and urban disparities and analyze the spatial distribution of resources. Human geography provides tools to study where resources like healthcare, education, transportation, and employment opportunities are concentrated. And by identifying gaps in these areas, we can propose targeted interventions to improve infrastructure in rural regions. For example, investing in rural education or healthcare facilities, creating job opportunities through local businesses, or providing transportation networks can help bridge the gap. Next, we need to focus on regional integration. Rural-urban disparities aren't just about improving individual areas, they're about creating connections between rural and urban regions. Human geography can guide us in designing policies that foster collaboration and reduce isolation. For example, creating more accessible trade networks between rural producers and urban markets can boost economic development in rural areas. And investing in digital infrastructure can also reduce the gap by enabling rural areas to access online services, education, and employment opportunities. And finally, policymaking and local leadership can play a significant role. By advocating for policies that prioritize rural development, we can ensure that rural communities are not left behind. This might include offering tax incentives for businesses to set up in rural areas or improving healthcare access through mobile clinics. Local leadership is essential to drive these initiatives, and we need to empower rural communities to take charge of their own development through education, leadership training, and awareness programs. As we conclude the second episode, we want to emphasize that addressing rural-urban disparities is key to creating a more sustainable and equitable world. Human geography also helps us understand how space and place shape opportunities and challenges, and it's essential that we apply this knowledge to solve real-world problems. In our next episode, we will explore the letter A in spatializing, which stands for action, where we'll look at how human geography can inspire meaningful action in solving global challenges. Thank you for joining us today, and don't forget to visit our website by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you next time.